Hey guys, as you guys can see from the title, today we're doing my monthly Shop My Stash for the month of August. And boy, was August a wake-up call and a major change in my eyeshadow palette collection. So I have my palettes here that I want to share with you guys, the amount of times I've used them, how I'm using anything leaving my collection. So if you're interested to see where we stood this past month, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so I've been experimenting with this specific kind of video throughout this whole entire year to see how much usage I am doing on my palette, what I'm reaching for, what I am thinking of, what I want to use. And this month was officially like the ding kind of thing for me. And so I'm going to share with you guys my palettes first, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts at the end of the video because it's very fascinating. So I want to let you guys know what I've been thinking. So believe it or not, I've only reached for 6 palettes this past month, and that's because of quite a few different things. So we're going to get started with the ones that have the least amount of use. First and foremost, I ended up using the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. This was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I ended up reaching for more of these bronzier kind of colors over here, but it's really pretty. I love it for that kind of transition from fall or summer into fall. I really like this one. So one time I got use out of it, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. And it just reminded me of how much I do like this kind of color story. I pulled out one of my little Viseart palettes. This is the Apricotine the Petite Pro 4. This one was so pretty. So this one has oranges in it, but it's like rustic oranges, everyday kind of colors. I ended up doing a look with this color all over the lid. It was so pretty. Really liked it. I think I actually filmed a video with it on my eyes. Really enjoyed it. Remind me how much I love the Viseart formula. It is nothing extravagant. It is nothing in your face, but it is such a smooth formula, such an easy go-to kind of formula. Something that's like there is no mistake with these. These just blend like ease, and that's why I enjoy this formula so much and this brand. Not necessarily because of their color stories or their finishes. It's more of the formula. Formula makes it so easy for me to really like an eyeshadow look. And then if I want to have that glistening glitter, I have glitter toppers everywhere on my collection. Up next, and the last one that I only used one time, was the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped Palette. This one is actually really pretty. I really do like this one. I have used this one in the past, but then I got to use this one again. I ended up doing a look mainly, I think I used this shade down here, some of the neutrals in the inner, like on the crease part, and then I think I used this one as an outer V. So pretty, really like it. This color right here called Sandy Cheeks is so pretty. It's like a glitter topper, but with a shift to it. So it goes really nice with all these shades. I actually like this formula. This is another one that's more of like a glitter topper. It's called Shall We Dance. How cute is that? So the two end ones have like this glitter topper kind of feel for it, and they both have like this kind of shifting shade to it. It's a very pretty palette. Really like it for the warmth, and it's nice to transition into the fall with this one as well. So I only got to use it one time, but I have used it in the past and really enjoyed this one. Okay, so now I have 3 more palettes, obviously 3 and 3. These are the ones I used the most this month, the ones that took up more of my time, and I'm not upset about it. First and foremost was the Alter Ego Daylight one. This one I ended up using 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was 3 times, maybe even possibly 4 times. I used it for a date night when we went out for a birthday dinner. I used it throughout the day. It's a beautiful color story. Really enjoy it. The glitter, like the toppers on here, these shimmery toppers are so beautiful. Nothing on my eyes creased, and I use these on really, really hot days to really test it out to see, even though I was kind of not wanting to, because it's so nice and warm out, and these kind of pulled more cool tone on my skin right now. This is something that I would rather pull out during the winter fall season when I want something more cooler tone. But overall, just by looking at it, not necessarily of how it's shifting on my body right now because of my undertone, it's a beautiful palette. It didn't crease on me. Some shades, yes, I had to build up. It is an affordable brand, so I'm not expecting it to be Natasha Denona formula, but it is something that I can stick behind because it doesn't crease on my eyes. The shadows don't crease on my eyes, and they don't fade as bad as other brands. So I will say that I really did like this one, and I ended up using it 3 times. Then we have the Urban Decay Naked. You guys, this came into PR. Oh my gosh, and I'm like still floored that I got PR from Urban Decay out of all. Urban Decay has been one of my favorites. It's one of those brands that I bought a lot of palettes from. Remember the Vice 1, 2, 3, 4, all those colorful, beautiful shades. It's just so beautiful. Mushroom was one of my favorites. I have Baked, obviously. This one I ended up using 4 times. And I love it. And I'm going to still keep it out for the fall time. This is something that I can use all year round and really, really enjoy it. It's a palette that should have stayed. I really feel like this should have stayed. I hope the Too Faced chocolate bar comes back as well, because I'd love to have that one back in my collection. That is one that unfortunately, because of the formula, I had to let it go. But it was such a beautiful color story. And it's timeless. I love the timeless ones because these I can wear it with anything and it still looks great. So I ended up using this one 4 times and really loved it. Last but not least, and also the one that I'm wearing on my eyes, is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. So I did a comparison video of this, and I was hoping to get my reel up. I might have gotten my reel up with one of my looks with this one. I've used this one now 4 times, including today on my eyes. It is beautiful. Is it unique? No. Is it something you haven't seen before? No. But for me, it is something that I know I will be reaching for over and over and over, and something that I really, really enjoy. This just makes me happy. I can pick whatever I want and know that it's going to stay on all day. It's not going to get anywhere. It's not going to fade away. It's not going to crease all over my eyes, in no matter what kind of temperature I'm at. And it's so beautiful. Yes, I can only reach for this one mainly in the summertime when I have a tan, because dead of winter, this will look too orangey based for me. I noticed that warm tone shades have a lot of orange and red, and in the wintertime, I end up looking like an Oompa Loompa. It makes my whole entire face look more orange, believe it or not. I guess because I have so much eyelid space that it really stands out. So I try not to do that, these kind of color stories in the winter. But overall, I really like this. So today, I actually ended up using almost all shades so far. I actually haven't used this Shifty shade yet, surprisingly. I've kept that one for last. But today, I ended up mixing these 2 in my crease all over my lid, and then top this one all over my lid. And that's the look that I have on today. I really like it. Loved it, you guys. If you want to hear my actual thoughts on this palette, check out my swatch video that I did, because I will be honest and blunt with you guys, and whether it's something that you want or would like to have in your collection. But I don't think it's something extraordinary or it's like, whoa, revolutionary, you need to have it in your life. No, it's not like that. But I personally love it a lot. Okay, so out of the 6 palettes, you guys, they're all staying. They all have something unique, and I really enjoyed them every time I reached for them. With that said, I believe the next video you will be seeing is an eyeshadow palette declutter. I've already done it. I've already been there, done that. So I can kind of explain to you guys really quick before I end this video, because I want to give you a preface of it. This project, or this series that I did this year, has allowed me to realize, okay, let me backtrack. Backtrack your thoughts, Alex. Okay, so the whole point of me wanting to do this series was to see where my preferences laid this year. Last year, what I did was go through each of my palettes and use them to see if I wanted to keep them or not and let them go. So I did that all last year, got rid of over 100 palettes. I believe you guys saw that. So this year, I wanted to deep even more and really hone down on the ones I never touched last year, or really think about the similarities in my color stories. Like, how often am I going to reach for a blue, and why do I need so many palettes with blues in them, kind of thing. So I even went deep. I deep dived more this year into my eyeshadow palettes. So last year was more of, do I like you, do I not like you? It was more like a surface thing. This year I went even deeper and started comparing color stories, started to compare, okay, I like this one better than that one. I don't need both. They're both very similar, kind of thing. So I've been weaning down my eyeshadow palette collection very minimally throughout the year until this month. This month is where I realized, all right, Alex, you have had about 8 months worth of knowledge under your belt. Now I felt ready and able to let go of eyeshadow palettes. So you will see my declutter video coming up, either the next video or the following video, but I'm gonna make a note and tell you guys that that video only started my declutter journey, because I filmed 1 day's worth of me decluttering, but my decluttering has been ongoing since that day. Yesterday was the last day that I felt complete and didn't need to go back through my drawers again today to see if there was anything else I wanted to declutter. So that video, you're gonna see one day of declutter, guys, but it's been about 10 days straight of decluttering eyeshadow palettes. You guys know that I am the type of person that is very thorough. I wanna make sure that when I let go of something, I am not regretting it. The last time that I did this, there was 2 palettes that I regretted and they were limited edition and I will never get them back again. And I rushed that. I rushed it and I was upset about it. So I realized I gotta go back to my roots. And if it takes me 10 days, it takes me 10 days. And if I only film 1 out of those 10 days, then so be it. Because each day I was taking 2-3 palettes, 2-3 palettes, 2-3 palettes. I'm not somebody that can sit and declutter everything in one shot. That's just not how I work. That's not who I am. So you'll see one day of declutter, but bear in mind it's been 10 days. At this point, I think I decluttered about 80 something palettes, almost 100. My numbers went down drastically in my eyeshadow palette category, and it makes me feel good because I know that the palettes have already found good homes, have already been out of my life, and I don't feel, every time I look at a pile or I remember a palette, I don't feel like I regretted letting it go. I really, really don't. Everything in my drawers so far has been for keeps. Now, will that stay that way? No, because every so often I'll go through the drawers and see where things lie, how I'm using things, and whether it's time to let it go or not. So as of right now, when you guys see that video, bear in mind that there is like triple the amount of palettes that left. You're gonna see some in videos that I kept that 2-3 days later I realized, you know what? I don't think I need this anymore. I'm good with letting it go. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on it. It should be coming, and I give you an explanation as to what I realized on top of what I just told you. So it's like a whole compilation of stuff, you guys. Whole compilation of stuff of why this came about. So half of it is in this video and the rest is over there. It's something I realized then and then something I realized even now. So it's like the before and after, guys, like the before and after. So I like to give you guys my thoughts overall so you guys can understand my process. So that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and dealing with my crazy kookiness. I know sometimes I'm like, you're all scatterbrained, Alex, all over the place, but it makes sense in my head and that's all that counts, right? All right, guys, I will link these palettes down in the description box and stay tuned for that video coming up very, very soon. I'll catch you guys in the video on the screen. Until then.